but you have to also fill out a FEMA application, and then they'll contact you. And some of the people, I think, already used it. They got housing ready, so they can live, because the house was destroyed on the island. They're now living someplace on Long Island. If you're a primary homeowner, fill out the application. I have an email, I'll take it back. That's all I can tell you. I'm not the FEMA guy, but they only take care of the primary owner.
And again, please, listen, we are a community, all right? So let's please let people ask their questions. If there are follow-ups that have to happen, the team will be available after this session.
Let me just say this before we get any more of these FEMA questions and FEMA answers. We don't know, okay? We're not here to answer that question. You have Gene Bartow is here, Chris O'Shea, John Cochran, they're the insurance guys. Talk to those guys. If we sold insurance, we wouldn't be out there. Jerry.
My name is Jerry Weiner. First question is, if you never have your tax bill because it's here.
Can't hear you, Jerry.
Tax bill, paid. Will you accept other proof? My bill is on Fire Island.
Your business on Fire Island is your home. Where's your tax bill?
At home at Fire Island.
At home in Fire Island. You call the village office, we'll fax you a tax bill.
Next question.
You only get one question to see the whistle.
What? The plumbers, will they be allowed in your home?
Excuse me?
Your plumber, will they be allowed in your house to drain your house?
Plumbers are working on draining your houses now.
Thank you.
Okay? Even as we speak, your houses are being drained. We were acutely aware of this fact that it's getting cold and it's getting late. All right? So what we've done now that we've secured every house and it's turned off, the plumbers are going to every house. I talked to Rainey's guys. They're all over town. They're doing what they do. They're turning off houses. We don't want this next horror of frozen houses. Believe me, we've been thinking this thing out. Okay.
Again, John, please, one question per
customer.
Regarding the petition and the letters, the cost for the island is a barrier that essentially protects the mainland. I'm wondering if our letters to the respective people who've been noted by Matt, if they should not only address the need to
we're going to start a coalition. As I said before, we're starting a coalition with Long Island. We have to get everybody on that island aboard. That's what we're doing, and that's what we want you to do.
Yeah, but my question is whether we should also add the need for growings in addition to replenishing the dunes.
One step at a time. Let's do the best we can. Okay? Thank you. Just one second. Contact your plumbers, guys. Okay? I don't know if you have or if you haven't. We need keys. We need everything to get into your house. I know 90% of you are taken care of. If you don't have a plumber, get a plumber. Okay? You want these guys in your house, wherever your key's hidden, you tell them, they'll get to your house, they'll drain it for you.
Just so you guys know, there's lists outside with all the plumbers and electricians. If you're having a hard time reaching your plumber, put your name on that list with your phone number. We will hand deliver those notes to the plumbers on Monday.
When we go this weekend, should we actually bring furniture out of our house?
If you go this weekend. No, I don't want you to take anything out of your house. You better check with your insurance agents first. A lot of them don't want the stuff out of the house. They want you to leave it in there. By the way, I don't want the first thing you do when you get back there is empty your fridge and your freezer. You'll know that as soon as you open the door. You take your garbage, you tie it up in a heavy-duty garbage bag. If you don't have heavy-duty, please take them with you. Take your garbage, put it out of the curb. We'll take care of it if you live in Ocean Beach. We're going to work with the rest of the Carters to make sure that Teo is picking up his garbage, that Tommy's will pick up their garbage, Tony's will pick up their garbage too. That's your first job, I forgot to mention. Okay?
And please, if we can keep the conversations low. I know it's hard to hear. The microphone is not that loud. Give your fellow residents the ability to speak.
But Jim, in Massachusetts, insurance wanted them to photograph it and get it out of the house because of the mold.
You're not going to have enough time to do too much when you get over there. Get your personal stuff, get in, get out, make sure it's safe, look at your property. I'll get you back there as soon as possible.
Quick question about insurance adjusters. Those guys, obviously, this.
First of all, there's nobody going out there yet, okay? When the ferry starts to run, our contractor ferry will be leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning, hopefully this week, if not this week, early next week. That will be full of adjusters.
Right, so we can notify our adjusters at that particular time.
Not till we know what it's going to be.
Not till we know when it's going to be.
We want to get you guys out.
You'll know. As soon as we know, you'll know, Rich.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm actually not going to ask the question I was going to ask. I'm going to ask this question. Could somebody please distinguish for us the difference between primary and secondary residences as regards to FEMA? What they think the difference is? Because I think that question was what was really being asked, and I think everyone in here wants to know the answer to that question.
Primary residence is where you live year-round. Primary residence is where you live, where you pay taxes, where you vote, where your license goes to your car. That's your primary residence, most of the time year-round. Your secondary is that home that you have upstate, someplace else, around.
But in regards to FEMA, what does it mean to us?
That's what it means. They only pay for the primary residence. They won't pay for the secondary. Primary.
Please hold these FEMA questions and primary residence questions. Okay? Talk. Chris O'Shea.
The primary residence on the beach is one that is your year-round residence at least 80% of the year, right from the FEMA National Flood Policy. So 80% of the year. That's a ridiculous number as far as the beach is concerned. But the big problem that we're encountering, and we'll talk with the FEMA representative, there's a difference between the money that FEMA is giving out under their assistance program and the money that you're expecting back from your flood insurance claims. Most 90% of you have flood insurance on your secondary residence. It is covered. They're not saying that they're not going to pay for your flood insurance policies. They're definitely going to pay for that. So the majority of you here are secondary residents. That money is going to be paid. The confusion is coming in is what FEMA is lending or giving out in their assistance program under the disaster assistance program. Two completely separate items, and we'll talk about that, with you afterwards.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Ben.
I'd like to fast forward just a little bit. It may be a question that we all have on our mind. When our houses are inspected, I'm assuming they get inspected for structural, that it's okay for us to live in them, and we get our houses rewired because we're going to need to get them rewired because they were flooded. Is there some plan in place that's going to help assist us to get all the furniture and all the everything out of our houses if we've had 3 to 4 feet of water in our house and we need to remove everything that's in it?
There's enough people out there now. There's enough carters. There's enough hands. There's enough people to give you assistance doing that. It's a private enterprise. They'll be there to do it. If you call, and I'm sure there's a lot of numbers out there already, call people that you know, get somebody in there, get the rugs out, get the carpets out, this is further down the line, this is going to be a tremendous amount of work for everybody over there. When you count the amount of refrigerators, washing machines, dishwashers, stoves, just think about the metal that entails. Couches, rugs, beds, everything, okay? This is a huge undertaking. It's daunting, okay?
That's why I'm asking.